Well,
Well, welcome to the. We had to start it because Facebook is just like picky about things. But anyway, so I am dead tired. So this is I hope is within an hour, or else Albert's going to kill both Joe and I.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
I'm not so worried about you, Albert. I think after the tongue lashing I got last time for going long,
I'm
I know
setting my
it-
timer now, so just stay with me here.
and he just cut off like as soon as we ended that stream. He just cut off. I thought I upset.
oh, he bailed immediately. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I upset Father Albert. I was concerned, to be honest. I was a little worried, but
Just on the road. Here we go.
yeah. Well, and 3 hours later, anyway,
Yeah.
how is everybody? Everybody doing good? I'm very tired because of you, Albert, because I decided, all right, I was up last night. I'm like, I'm gonna make it to the Clone Wars. I need to see this one, and I fell asleep, but I set my watch alarm to like 3:30. I'm like, all right, I'll
Yeah.
do it. So I woke up at like 3:40. I watched it, and then I couldn't go back to sleep because there was a lot of things on my mind and everything
Yep.
else, and then I've been up since. So now I'm gonna be dead tired tonight, and then tomorrow night because
I
we got
was-
to record.
I was very proud of you. I was not expecting you to be up, to be honest, because you zoned out for a little bit. Like you went black on me, dark on me here for about a couple of hours, and then I noticed you posted something. I was, holy crap, he's actually awake. Like I didn't know if he'd stayed up the whole time or if he went to bed, but
No, I decided to ride it out. Like I got up and then I was gonna go to bed. I was like, all right, I'll get back to sleep. No big deal.
yeah.
Nope, that didn't happen. And then tomorrow night we got the show, and then hopefully Sunday I get sleep. So Monday we can do our thing in the morning.
Yeah, this is all conditioning for anybody that's listening to Cantina Cast. We are going to attempt to record a show immediately following the premiere of the final episode on May 4th. So should be what, 3 o'clock my time, 4 o'clock your time. So
something like I typically get up at 5, so I think I can can do it. I
Yeah.
just need to get some sleep. But anyway,
I mean, two old dudes at 4 a.m. I mean,
Yeah.
come on. What do you?
I'm excited. I'm excited to just hear Mike's voice
I know.
in this one.
breaking
You know
for
what?
bathrooms every 5 minutes.
yeah, well, we'll see. Hopefully it's not a disaster. But I take it, Albert and I will talk about the show tomorrow night on the Cantina Cast because
Yep.
we're gonna actually live stream that one too on the Cantina Cast YouTube and Facebook page. We'll try a test run, if you will. But Joe, I assume you liked it. I didn't hear too much from you today, but I assume you liked it, right?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. Yeah,
Okay.
they're getting very
Long dramatic. Pause.
They're very dramatic. Yeah,
Well,
I was
I
trying to find the
hope.
right word I wanted. Yeah, I mean, I wish there had been more of this tension in this season than there has been just the last 2 episodes, really, basically. But
Yeah.
man, they laid it on thick on this one.
Yeah.
The whole intro to this episode was just constant build. Like I said it in Discord earlier. I find the Order 66 from like other sources has been way more effective to me than it was in Revenge of the Sith. And this was, I think, maybe the most effective. Like, I really enjoyed it. I don't know. Like, there were some things that I found like kind of hokey, I guess. But it's the Clone Wars, right? Like, it's target audience. You gotta be a little family friendly stuff. But it was good. I liked it quite a bit. Like I noticed, Albert pointed out, like there's definitely some retconning going on. But
Well, we'll get into that definitely tomorrow night. 'cause
yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
Albert's got a lot to say. I got a lot. I'm probably going to be the nicer one out of the two of us tomorrow, which is a miracle.
A first, all-time
know.
first.
I know. And Vader's girl, congratulations! You're on season 2 of the Clone Wars. Finally,
Wow.
you're moving up.
Can
Yeah.
you throw that up just so we can, chastise her? Well, there we go.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, sorry about that.
Plenty of viewing time ahead of you.
Yeah. At the rate you're going, it'll be what, 3 years from now? Then you can listen to the Cantina Cast Clone Wars episodes or
Right.
whatever. So
I'm not going to be negative about it. To be fair, I said it was amazing. I stand by those words. It was an amazing episode. There were some things that I was hoping for that didn't happen, so that's headcanon on my part. I'll get over that. And then overall, I'm going to save it. Because it'll make sense. It'll make sense when we talk about it on the show.
I just wanted.
I made
Joe's-
peace with it today. So tonight.
Oh, good, because you weren't. I don't know. You were in a very weird Mike Rondo place earlier today. I
Yeah,
was worried
no.
about you.
Nobody wants to be in that place.
No, nobody,
Never,
nobody.
ever.
Yeah.
No one
No.
wants to be in Mike.
No, but I did want to get Joe's thoughts on it real quick. But in any case, there's cleanup from last week because it seems, Joe, you and I, now every now and then the universe lines up correctly. And, I think that happened with you and I because there's been a bit of a controversy with the movie theaters now. Apparently AMC is a bit of a, I don't know, they're insulted or something. So because someone said something,
They're
they don't want to show movies
they,
there.
so they say so they say there was no that this isn't a negotiation tactic and they're drawing a line in the sand, whatever. But really, that's not true. This is a big theater chain that is struggling, that
Yeah.
is not fond of studios bragging about how good the home
streamers, yeah.
releases have been, and they're flexing a little bit. I don't think this is a big change right here, but I do think this is a
Well, I think
domino, right?
the
It's
beginning.
the next domino in this chain. I still think we're gonna have theaters like we talked about last week. They're gonna be experience theaters, though, right? They're not gonna be just your run of the mill crappy seats, cold popcorn, $10 a soda theaters are not gonna survive.
Yeah.
But that's a really easy shot to call because like a lot of businesses aren't going to survive, right? And the crappy theaters are going to be one of those businesses that doesn't. But it is what it is. It's Trolls did really good. Who would have thought that a kids movie
Well, I'm not
that you could watch
surprised by
at
that.
home? I know, right?
I'm not surprised. Yeah.
This movie did way better than it would have if there was
In
no
the movie
pandemic.
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
For sure. This is perfect circumstances for this movie.
So Albert, do you think like not AMC, but Universal Pictures is getting a bit a big ego here that maybe is not really warranted yet? Because like Joe just mentioned, the circumstances were obviously the coronavirus, right? So that played in a part.
Right,
And then
right.
kids were home, parents needed them to watch something, and this just worked out well. Are the number, like Joe just said, these numbers wouldn't have happened in the theater. Like you said last week, this makes it really convenient for you as a parent because
absolutely.
so is the guy at Universal getting a little bit ahead of himself here and causing more of a stir? I don't think he was trying to like cause a riot or anything. I think
No, I don't.
AMC
I don't even think
seems to be bent for no reason for some. I don't know. It just seems
they just seem threatened. They feel like they feel threatened,
They do.
right? Yeah. Like I don't think this is the original statement on NBC didn't come across as
Yeah,
like
we don't need you guys. Screw you
yeah, it
guys.
didn't come across as bragging or too big for their britches to me. I don't know if either of you guys got that tone from it. It didn't have that
No.
tone to me.
I
No,
didn't
it
either.
came.
Yeah,
I was
go
gonna
ahead,
say it came across as like from Universal. They were hedging their bets that this would do well, and I think they were banking on it, hoping that it was, hoping for the best, expecting the worst kind of thing, and it actually turned out to be a good experience for them. And so I think more than anything, they were like, "Wow, we did it! Like no one's ever done this before. It's never been proven. Yeah, the circumstances are such that it had a better chance of succeeding right now than had we done it 6 months ago." So I think from their perspective, they were just come across as, "Hey, we did look at this. It was a pretty successful thing. We're pretty happy about it." Not, "Haha, in your face, AMC."
Yeah.
AMC seems to be taking that personally. They seem to be posturing almost. I don't feel like they're going to stay with this because at some point it's the right thing for them to do is say, "Hey, we're not going to show your movies anymore." Because I think what they're looking for are other theaters to come and back them up and say, we're not going to do the same thing either. And so they can have this kind of coalition to make sure that they continue to get the profits they get. I don't think that's going to happen, though. I mean, I could be
No.
wrong. I'm not in the film industry whatsoever, but just my gut tells me a couple months from now, we're talking about this. Maybe even 6 months from now, we're talking about this in a different light. I don't think it's going to hold. I think they're going to back it up a little bit, backtrack on that just a bit, and they're going to have to redo their business model at the end of the day, right? They're going to have to change who they are, like we spoke about last week, so that they continue to be profitable in a very changing and dynamic environment now, right? A business. The business is changing. They need to move with it as well.
Yeah, I think this is just like a time of intense discomfort and change for multiple sides of the industry, not just the theaters. I think there's a lot of difficulty in the studio side too, especially on the production side, things that are still in the works. I think there's gonna be some look, I've seen it in other industries, even local business, where people are starting to feel the pressure of the way this shutdown is affecting them. And like there's a little nastiness showing up. And I think a lot of it maybe just stress boiling over. I think as time goes on, when this starts to we start to pull away from this a little bit, and we're looking at the bigger picture, not right in the middle of it. I think cooler heads will prevail. You'll see some different attitudes around this.
Yeah.
Before too long. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think the studios really are in the catbird seat. Really, I think they got all the power when you think of it. At the end of the day, I think the theaters, I think Universal, not Universal, but the AMC will say, all right, okay, they'll kind of back down because I just have a feeling they got no choice at the end of the day. Like you said, Joe, they're struggling as it is, and then you add this on, and with the studios like, well, I'll just direct thing and I'll make all the profit. What do I need you for? But
I think it's going to depend. I think the studio theater relationship is going to, like, the power distribution in that relationship swings kind of wild. I don't know about wildly, but it definitely swings kind of depend on the movie, right? I think there are certain movies that will do way better in theaters.
Yeah.
And certain movies that do better at home. Like, I think kids movies are going to be one that I think are going to just in general would do better at home. I think people getting kids to watch those movies at home is way easier than getting a bunch of kids to the theater, getting them to behave, getting them to sit through the whole thing.
Oh, don't even get it's not even wait, sorry, Joe, but I was gonna say, like, you're talking about once you get there. Think about the time it takes just to prep these kids, get them ready, get them out the door, everybody's fighting, kicking. I mean, that's a whole day event just to take them to the stinking movies. So yeah, I'm with it. Like daytime matinee shows at home would be a perfect alternative than doing something actually at the theater. Now, I don't want to rob them of the experience, so I think there's certain movies that I would still take them out there to see just so they can be a part of that experience. But I'm not bucking to take them to every single movie just because of the cost, the time, and all the whiny fits that we get. So,
well, Jeff makes a good point here with the troll. Like, his daughter ordered it twice and he was charged twice. So now he's going to pay $40. That's kind of you would think if for a home release, you pay the $20, you'd get it for like 48 hours or something.
They usually give it to you for like Apple does for 24 hours. I don't know what other
I don't know
rent them for.
Some of them. So I think it depends on the deal with the studio, because I did some looking around on this since last time, just out of curiosity. And some of the movies are purchases in theaters right now. You purchase it.
Yeah.
Some of them are 24-hour rentals. Some of them are one-time watches. I think there's the deals depend on the studio. So it may be if you fell asleep halfway through, SOL, pay again, depending on the movie,
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think that I wouldn't go for that business model, especially with kids, right?
Right. I think most of them seem to be either 24 or 48-hour rentals, though, from what I was looking at.
Okay.
A weekend I think is reasonable, right? Or even 3 days. I think that's not bad. But one shot, and
that seemed extreme. I can't remember what movie that was. I do know I checked out Bloodshot. That's Bloodshot. I didn't watch it yet, but that is a purchase at least on the Google store. It's like, I think it's $29, but you buy it. It's a lot of money to buy it, but
yeah, we bought it. Have not watched it still. I think we talked about it last week. I want to see that really badly. Just haven't had a chance to do it. But we did buy it just because I want to see it. And for $20, I'm probably the rental price is kind of right there. Just warrants it, right? It justifies the full cost for me.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna move on to something paranormal, maybe. I guess I don't know. We're gonna talk about this.
Oh yes, I saw this.
I don't know what I got a special thing for you, Albert.
Yes. Mulder and Scully.
Yes, this is an old. We're gonna get a copyright strike, but I really don't give a rat's behind.
Fine. That's fine.
So what do you guys make of all this? I mean, I don't know. This is a little odd. Like this is like 2020. This is a really wacky year, man. I mean, this.
Yeah, like no streams, no heat signatures, just these random. They don't even call them really unified or undefined.
That's the Millennium Falcon, by the way. That's what that looks like.
That's exactly what that looks like. Yeah. It actually looks like a starship from Knights of the Old Republic.
Of course.
You know what?
Get that in there. Yep.
I think I agree with you. I think I agree that I see it. I can definitely see it.
Yeah, they said like no visible wings, no tails, no nothing. It's just like these balls or globs of whatever flying around at crazy hypersonic speeds.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Is this more of the government kind of doing its thing, like an experiment, but not saying what it is?
Possible. I think
know.
I think it's a combination of both. Like personally, my stance on UFOs has always been they've probably already been here. They've been here forever. Maybe the government knows about them. Maybe they don't. I don't even know that I really care at this point because they obviously don't want to screw with us. We don't want to screw with them. So yeah, I mean, it's probably a combination of both. I guarantee you, there's crap going on in the U.S. government that they're not telling us about that
Oh,
is
of
being
course.
reported
For
as
sure.
UFOs.
Yeah.
Everybody,
Of
yeah,
course.
exactly. I mean, that's not even. It's not 1954 anymore. It's not Roswell. We know that to be probably fact at this point. And so we just accept this stuff. Like this seems to be more acceptable now than it used to be even 5, 10 years ago. Like when the X Files was out, that was
Yeah.
20 years ago. But whatever.
What I found the most interesting thing about this whole thing to me is that we are in such a horrendously messed up landscape right now in the world that
Come on
like,
in. The water's fine.
Yeah.
that UFO videos are declassified and like outside of like Mike, nobody's talking about it.
No.
Right, yeah.
Well, I mean, we're gonna get Bigfoot next week, the Loch Ness monster,
Right.
you know,
It's like-
Godzilla. No big deal.
Like everybody's just like whatever, just another thing. 2020, am I right? Like, it's
Yeah,
just-
well, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, the world's just on fire. Why the hell not? But yeah, aliens.
What
I
else you
don't-
got?
I don't know. I think it's the government covering up some kind of top secret thing that they're doing
Yeah,
just to say
My
yeah,
my deep in
ahead.
the woods conspiracy theory
Yeah.
on all of this is that this is probably all like classified government stuff, and the reason why it's declassified video right now is a chance to kind of subtly flex in front of some other world powers that maybe they feel they need to flex in front of a little bit. Like, hey, look, do you know what this is? Because we do.
yeah,
Maybe like a little subtle show of power, a little humble brag of sorts.
probably.
It just seems more like Occam's razor, right? It just seems more
Or is
more
this
likely.
us? Or is this like showing other countries like, hey, look what friends we have. We got like those alien people. Don't mess with us, man. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
that's like our
You
backup.
never know. Yeah, right.
You know, we're gonna call, you know, the bat phone, but the alien phone, you know, and then they're gonna come and take care of things. But
It's true, all of it.
yeah, well, no, it's just crazy. I mean, you know, next week we might do ghosts. Maybe I'll do ghosts. And we can talk about ghosts because I don't believe in UFOs. Now I do believe there's intelligent life somewhere else out in the universe. I mean, for God's sakes, I mean, just look how vast it is. But
Yeah, I
people,
mean,
yeah,
I'm with you. I feel like the chances of there not being life out there, they don't add up to me. There's got to be something somewhere. I could go either way, but I definitely think like the probability of some other planet, some species from some other planet making it here and then like just piecing out. And
well,
not
I
saying
mean,
it.
did you take a look around? I mean, I would
Oh,
say,
man.
yeah, you know what? Let's skip this one. We'll just go somewhere else. You know, I
Who
mean,
knows?
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I could go either. But I think it's likely, especially with like the physics we know on like faster than light travel and stuff. I don't think it's likely that there's been anybody here, but
Hey, you never know.
I'm an idiot, so who knows?
Yeah, it's not like I'm a physicist. I'm not Doc Brown, you know. So
Well,
any case-
yeah,
yeah.
somebody mentioned Fermi's paradox, which is very true. I mean, this is exactly what we're talking about here. Just like,
Oh.
where are the aliens if they've had millions of years to get here, and yet we think they're all out there. We know they're out there, but we don't see them, or maybe we do. I don't know. But
yeah,
and by the way, Fermi's paradox was actually covered on X Files. So
well,
just know that. Thank you very much. Right on cue.
Wasn't
Yeah.
every? Yeah, I love this. This is like a Cantina Cast tradition. This song, I played it once when we had our tinfoil hats. So I'm very proud that I get to play it now, right live on the board too. This is great stuff. So
That's awesome.
yeah, not bad. But I don't know. Any other thoughts on these aliens or any Loch Ness monster we're gonna see next week or
So wait, we're saying 2 for 1. So Joe and I think they're here. They've been here.
yeah,
And you are saying no.
no.
Life is out there, but they've not made contact, nor have they.
I'm casting a line down the middle. I'm not gonna side either way.
Oh, yes, so you're Switzerland. All
I'm
right, so-
Switzerland here.
so
I could see either one.
I mean, that's the thing. Where are they? If they're here, then where are they?
Right
Are they,
there, Mike. Blow that up. They're right there, right in front of you.
Oh, come
You've
on
got
now.
the video, Mike.
No, I mean walking around, not flying around. I need you to kind of walk out of the ship and say, "Hey, ET phone home."
Maybe they
that's
look
like,
exactly like us and we have no idea.
so it's
That's
like
true.
they live,
That's
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rodney
Oh,
Piper.
man.
They live.
Which is an awesome
Oh,
fight
that
scene.
movie.
That is a good fight scene, by the way. Let's see,
I think he choreographed that, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yeah, he did. He did do that, as a matter of fact. That was his only good movie role, as far as I remember.
I think that was his only movie role.
Yeah, was it?
He had another, no, he had another movie that he was in. I don't know. Off the top of my head, I don't know, but go on. I'll look it up.
Oh, all right. Well, I don't know, Joe. Do you know of? I doubt you do. I mean, you're the movie guy with film appraisers. I figured you'd know.
Yeah, I'm not intricately familiar with Roddy Piper's.
Oh, you know what? I'm speaking of wrestling.
IMDb here.
Yeah, his like illustrious career in acting. That's not
Oh, come
not
on
synonymous
now.
with this guy.
I personally, I think it's better than any role The Rock has done, but that's just me.
Oh, he's done a lot of films. Wow, he had
see
quite a
that?
bit. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Don't
he
knock
was-
this guy. He's not a one
Yeah.
shot kind of guy here.
And he did make up that whole I'm all out of I'm here to chew bubblegum and kick ass or whatever. He made that up.
I'm all out of bubblegum.
Yeah. So
He was in Tag Team.
I love your
Mortal Kombat.
portrayal of that, Mike.
yeah. Well, I'm paraphrasing Joe.
I don't know if you can call that paraphrasing.
I mean,
I
who
was-
hasn't seen 1997's Dead Tides, The Bad Pack, Hard Time? These are classics, right?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I'm sure Joe and Josh will
one.
get to that on film appraisers really soon.
Only if you want to be a guest and bring him.
It's on the docket.
It's on
Well,
the docket.
yeah, it's on the docket. You
It's
guys
on the
gonna-
still alive?
docket.
Yeah, you're gonna do it, and you're gonna like it, and you're gonna smile.
Piper, I
Yes.
think he's dead.
Oh no, he died. He
Yeah,
died
yeah,
in
he did.
2015,
Yeah,
Yeah.
heart attack, I think, right?
age 61.
Yeah,
I don't know. He's out of bubblegum. I don't know.
Apparently. Oh,
Huh.
What's this?
Yeah, he's
Jeff.
dead.
Yeah, no. We're not doing. But I was.
Jeff's volunteering himself for work here.
Oh, he wants to do it. Oh yeah, we're open to it, I guess. Well, here's the thing I was going to mention because I saw this today while I was at work from home, and I typically leave like ESPN on, and the radio guys are on. Someone was on, and they were talking. I think it was the Dan Lebertard show, and he was saying that ESPN is looking to acquire the rights to the WWE to show that. I'm like, whoa, did they jump the shark? I mean, then now they're talking, but then again, everything's fake with football, baseball. I mean, it's all fixed, right? And so I don't know.
They're just trying to make money right now.
Yeah, at that point, yeah.
They've been on a downward spiral
For
a
years.
while.
Yeah.
And especially now with no sports, they're hurting. They're hurting bad. So I mean, whatever they can get, anything they can get to get money in the door, they're gonna try to grab.
Aren't they owned by Disney? I mean, ESPN.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah, but Disney wants everything.
I mean,
So
they're owned by Disney because ABC owned them first, and then Disney
Right,
had ABC. But it's still like just because Disney has them doesn't mean they're floating in money. They've been losing subscribers. I mean, it got to the point like I used to have the ESPN app on my phone all the time, right? I wanted all the updates, I wanted the news, and the news started getting to like tabloid level, like who's dating who. X player was caught with X cheerleader or model, or I'm like, this is not the updates I wanted. I'm looking for like trade information, and
that sounds like the UK papers carry a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, it's
like Europe papers and stuff.
Yeah, just done with it. Like that's not what I'm looking for. I didn't download the sports app to find out what the dating scene was like. So
yeah, but that's the way it's going because TMZ has their own sports section now. So it's all sensationalized
Mike
now.
seems to be really up on this stuff.
I need clicks. It's all like this advertising based revenue stream that they're all drowning in. So
a fun fact, one of my guilty pleasures back in the day was watching Entertainment Tonight back in the day. It was just one of
Who
the
wasn't?
I'm not shocked.
What?
Fantastic separation between the head and shoulder movement for Albert. That was good.
Oh.
Thank you.
But anyway, yeah, John Tesh and what's her Mary Hott? Is it Mary Hott? Is that her name?
She was on there. Yep.
Yeah.
I think maybe
we're old.
Yeah.
So
Dad and Dirty Uncle Mike telling stories again.
Hey, whoa! I am not the dirty uncle. I'm maybe the drunk uncle. Maybe the drunk one.
You're
but
both. You're definitely both.
Maybe,
hey, wait.
maybe.
So I want because they're still talking about wrestling here in the chat, and I got a question for you guys. So, thinking back on all of the wrestlers, who was your favorite like WWF, WWE wrestler ever, all time?
Oh, Hulk, for me.
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Joe.
I never watched wrestling, but I was always partial to Kane.
Who?
Kane and Abel.
He had my name, so I liked him. I don't know anything about him.
Bret Hart. Look at that. We got Bret Hart in there. I saw Cat.
The Road Warriors were one of my first. Like that was my favorite tag team. Hawk and Animal. I like.
I like The Rock. I always liked Hogan. I mean, you're talking Thunderlips, right? You can't not like Thunderlips.
Thunderlips. Dated a girl named Thunderlips once.
Oh, whoa, Albert.
I'm not shocked. Listen, there are a lot. All right, all of you Cantina Cast people have no idea the many sides of Albert that exist
No, that's
on
not
the
true.
Cantina Cast.
That's not true.
Oh, yeah. Well, I have to admit the 80s had the better wrestlers, like the more charismatic and more
Yeah, over the
dynamic.
top comic
Yeah.
book character type characters. Yeah, I would agree.
I mean, even just when you look at them, like interesting wise, like they seem way more like I don't follow it, but just what I've seen, the ones that come across now, they seem way more like cookie cutter, like created by corporate entities kind of than they used to. Like you look at like Andre the Giant or Hulk
Junkyard
Hogan.
Dog. Yeah. All those.
Some of these old guys.
Coco
older.
Beware.
Oh, yeah. Oh, what was the other one?
They
there?
seem
What was
more
it?
like characters and
Typhoon.
a good way.
Typhoon. Yeah.
Wow, we're really dating ourselves here.
Oh yeah, don't get me started. I can rattle off like at least 10 more from like the old school times. Like Tito Santana, I liked him because he was Mexican. Like there's my boy right there.
Oh, he was good. Yeah, he was Mr. Perfect. Yep. He's
Yeah.
dead. They're all dead.
Perfect place.
Most of
Yeah,
them.
they were all
Sad.
starting up on heroin and coke and everything
Sadly,
else.
though. Sadly, though, I mean that sucked. But yeah, the Undertaker is probably my second favorite. I don't know. It's just something about that. I mean, if you're gonna be fake, you might as well go all out and just pretend you're like the dead and just do your thing. It's like the gravedigger of I guess wrestlers, right? Like the truck.
When I was younger, one of my good friends was a huge, like probably obsessive level, maybe unhealthy level, Diamond Dallas Page fan. Like he had like the DDP jacket, the DDP shirt, he wore all the time, the DDP hat.
Does he do his yoga
DDP
now? Does he do the DDP yoga?
All right. So I haven't seen him since high school probably, so it's been a while, but I would be shocked if that dude's not doing DDP yoga right now. Like right this minute. Right this minute that dude is probably doing DDP yoga.
So kind of similar on that level. Pull up will you throw up Josh's Brutus the Beefcake, Barber Beefcake, cuz I know Josh in real life, and I've actually seen him with no shirt on and a tie. So he does dress up like Brutus the Barber Beefcake, much
you
like
think you know people, Joe. You think you know people, but apparently I don't know Josh. And
he's a big time fan.
Well, he was good. I mean, they were all crazy back in the day. It was just crazy. Well, of course, they're all drugged out, right? They're all kind of crazy. So I guess you had to be. But I remember Animal. That was great. He was cool.
Josh says he has no shirt on now, and I would like picture or it didn't happen.
Oh, here we go.
Well, I got no pants on. So
okay.
Stand up.
All right, next topic.
You got a camera going.
I'm only kidding.
How much time is? Let me check the timer here.
Oh no, we're at like a half hour.
No, I'm kidding. Go ahead. Move on.
We're moving into the next one here.
This one's all me. Yeah,
this is all you.
I'm pumped about this. I'm excited.
Is this Hathor or Hathor Bjornsson?
Yeah, Hathor Bjornsson. You guys might know him as the Mountain.
Wait a minute. Wait a
No,
minute. Did I just pronounce the name correctly for the first time?
Oh, good.
I mean, it's not that hard. Hathor Bjornsson. It's not that hard to say.
Just. Still.
I mean, it's a big thing for you because you can't even say Yoda. So
exactly. So I'm just maybe when I have more letters, maybe it's better off. I don't know. But anyway, continue, sir. What is this? I thought this was like you. This picture right here. I thought this was.
Yeah.
I thought this was you in the gym.
This dude is 460 pounds and has abs. So like, this is not me.
How does someone do this though? Like, this can't be his whole life is just lifting weights all day.
Yeah,
he's
a professional strongman, so he makes all of his money competing in World's Strongest Man. He's won World's Strongest Man a couple of times. This is his life.
This is like 12 hours of his day.
This is his career is lifting weights. And the current record for deadlift is 500 kilograms, which is like
1,100 pounds, right?
Yeah, I think it's just. It's 1,102 pounds.
All right.
He is doing tomorrow, actually, as we record this. So Saturday, he's at noon Eastern, I think. He's live streaming an attempt at 501, which is 1,104, just a hair over, to break the world record. And then he said if he gets it, he's gonna try a pull at 520 kilograms, which is 1,146 pound deadlift. I don't think the human body should be capable of doing any of this.
He should have been the Hulk.
Like he looks like the Hulk. He's just a monster. But yeah, thought this was just like tangentially nerd related. He plays the Mountain in the Game of Thrones. If anybody's watched that,
Yep.
um,
He is a mountain. I mean, for God's
he
sakes.
might be the biggest person I've ever heard of, just general mass wise at the height and size of him. But yeah,
I agree, Josh, on that,
that is
one.
definitely kind of insulting. Like I've
like Joe would crap himself. Like I could see that happen.
Listen, so my best deadlift all time, best deadlift all time, is 685, and I had a hell of a fart on that one. Right, so
oh, wonderful.
Listen,
I am not surprised by that at all.
There was no poo, thankfully.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Crap your pants, but
I can't imagine the stress on the body. So the guy who set the 500 kilogram deadlift record, which was done, I think maybe 4 or 5 years ago, he says he Joey Deadlift. Josh called me Joey Deadlift. A callback to today's actually fulfillment praisers. When he set the record at 500 kilograms, he like bled from the nose and he lost vision for like a day from the blood pressure spike. So when you lift really heavy,
well, yeah, I imagine
get like a big blood pressure spike. I've gotten bloody noses from lifting before, like especially in the winter when it's really dry and the capillaries in your nose are all already kind of weak. You get like huge spikes in your blood pressure for like a moment. It's not uncommon. But like lost his vision for a day, whatever. So like the idea of breaking that record, it's been standing for years. No one's even come close. So I don't know. I enjoy picking things up. I'm pretty excited about watching this tomorrow.
Do you enjoy putting them down too? I'm just curious.
Putting them down is less fun, but
don't you slam it down? Like fun. That would be the best part. Like you just, oh yeah, I did it.
No, so I think they're just they usually just let it go. Like
so
walk away, right?
So in competition,
yeah,
you have to place it back on the ground. If you drop it, it's a no good lift.
Oh wow.
So you've got to let it go all the way to the ground. Hands have to be on contact with the bar the entire time.
Cannot let go of it. Yeah, in competition. I don't compete. I've thought about it, but it's an expensive racket to get into. And I don't think I would win anything. I'm not strong enough to win anything. So
you won our hearts though, Joe.
And our minds, Joe. Yeah. And our minds. I'm more attracted to your mind than
I'm a trashy guy, you know. I just go for the body. But anyway. Anyway, Albert, do you remember? Now you would remember this when because he did the strongman competitions. You remember the ABC Wide World of Sports?
Oh yeah,
they had those competitions back
every
in the
Saturday.
Day.
Yep.
Yeah, those were always cool. I wish. Well, ESPN runs them every now and then. And
so you can watch most of the strongman stuff on YouTube now. They stream a lot of it afterwards. They don't show a lot of it live on TV anymore. The actual like fun competition to watch now is the Arnold Classic. The World's Strongest Man is like the most diverse strongman competition now, still is. The Arnold Classic is usually the heaviest. So they have like the heaviest deadlift stuff. The events change every year. So you don't necessarily know what you've got to do when you get there. They usually let the competitors know like a couple of weeks ahead of time what the events are going to be. So you got to basically be just like an overall strongman shaped and just hope you're good at what you got. The only thing they definitely do at the Arnold Classic that I love,
is it the Atlas ball?
It's better. It's the Wheel of Pain, and it is a giant spinning wheel like the beginning of Conan that weighs a bajillion pounds that they have to push. They have to spin by themselves.
Now that scene's in my head over and over. Him walking
and then getting older.
Yeah.
Last year, not this most recent one, but the one before, Hafthor passed out, like had to be woken up with smelling salts during the Wheel of Pain. It's no joke. It's like giant. It's made out of solid wood, and the wheels are full of sand. So like it's like impossible to turn.
So you're gonna be putting this in your backyard next week, right? Out of boredom.
Are you paying?
Well, I'm just curious if you're gonna like, you made a gym.
I'm doing the best I can with what I can find. Like super lucky to know awesome people that are like, hey, I found some weights laying around and I'm not doing anything with them. You want to use them, Joe? Because otherwise I'd be losing my mind.
Yeah.
I now have 505 pounds at home that I can use to lift. So that's like enough to
maintain
to train with, right? It's not, I'm going to lose strength during this, but I can at least kind of mitigate. But that's all out of the kindness of like some pretty rad people helping me out. Like I had nothing. I didn't even have a bar at home when the quarantine started. So,
well.
So I want to try to raise the bar here on this discussion and kind of lift up our conversation and weigh in on a few things.
A
Boom,
bull
look
shock,
at that.
my
Triple
favorite
shot.
shock. My
Wait, you missed
favorite-
you just missed my triple shot of dad puns. But anyways,
I didn't miss anything.
Yeah, I don't think the audience missed anything either.
so the Tough Man competitions were like the things that I used to like watching, where they like roll cars and pull really heavy fat people,
buses and everything.
Yeah. So yeah, I pulled it up. I wanted to see like, okay, so what's over 1,000 pounds, right? So bull shark is on there. So that'd be cool. I'd like to see somebody deadlift a bull shark.
One of my favorite sharks, by the way, just for the record.
Okay, good to know. Everybody taking notes here.
Am I on this somewhere?
There's some other things here. A wild boar, which that looks pretty scary.
I don't want to mess with one of those
Big
things.
boar.
I don't want to.
God, that's
a lot of
big
bacon,
boar.
though. Ooh.
That's a lot of bacon there.
I love bacon.
Queen Victoria's cheese wheel is also over 1,000 pounds. I don't know what that is.
Bro, I would eat that entire wheel.
I have no doubt in 10 minutes it would be gone.
This is cool. It looks kind of like a Megatron from the
So that's from your
botched
basement.
Transformers series of movies that
looks
came
like-
out with Michael Bay.
That looks like the Great Value brand Megatron.
Great. No, that would be out of a box, sir, not made of metal. So, but it gets very interesting here, especially when we get to not that one. It's a butter sculpture. Okay, 1,100 pounds of butter. I don't know. That seems very delicious. But whale's testicles.
Of
seem to be
course,
over 1,000
we had to
pounds,
go
so-
back to the nut sack, right? Because last week we had the ball shaver.
Yeah.
Now this week we got the whale testicles. It's all. It's okay. We're good.
So what you're saying is next year at the Arnold Classic, whale dick should be
exactly, and whale testicles. Just deadlift them. I want to see what that looks
So
like.
instead of the Atlas balls, it's whale testicles. That's what we're doing. Okay. All right. Very good. What else we got? That it?
That was it. No, they only gave me 10. I'm sure there's more, but there was only 10 on this site of things over 1,000 pounds. So you're welcome.
Wow. Well,
1,000 pounds is so much. I can't even imagine holding on to that. That's so much.
I don't want to hold on to that. That's
I would love to be able to hold on to that. If I could hold on to that, I wouldn't have like to worry about working anymore. I'd have like a living and picking things up.
That's why they make guns, dude.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Yeah.
Coming to a future near you.
All right, well, let's get into a little bit of gaming stuff. Albert, I know you probably we'll start with you. We'll get this out of the way because I really don't want to talk about.
Keyboard is so fucking sexy.
Thank you. Thank you very
Oh,
much.
I love it
appreciate
so
that.
much.
I'm actually, I've got it right here. Let me
I'm very jealous. It's
yeah,
so
here we-
nice.
can you
here we
take that
go.
down, Mike. Take that down, please. I'd like to show this keyboard off.
Yes. Hold on. Let me get the. There we go. Whoop. Wait.
I don't want to see you, Mike. I want to see the keyboard.
I don't want to see me either. Hold on.
Oh, it's so nice.
So that's actually a video screen that's built into the keyboard, so I can get onto Twitter, YouTube. I can watch YouTube videos on there, do all kinds of stuff, and then as I kind of just go across, it's got the lights there. It's got the Orbish writing on it. All
Dude,
that
I
nine
love
yards,
the
so
look of it. I love
That's
the
great.
I love the black and steel look. of that
And
thing, man.
it matches my mouse,
Ugh,
as you can
awesome.
see here.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie, the
Headset.
mouse is kind of ugly. I'm not a big
Mouse?
fan of the mouse. I mean, it's neat, but
It's neat.
the keyboard way better.
And then my key piece of the collection has to be
Yeah,
the
The headphones.
Squocher headphones that we've had problems with on the air before while we were playing games. So
yeah. I've played games with you with that. It's not the greatest headset.
it's not, but it is.
looks cool.
Yeah,
But the
it keeps
keyboard
your
makes
ears
up
very
for it.
warm. Keeps
Yeah.
your ears very warm.
Well, let me ask you a question. What does the screen do on the keyboard? By the way, I forgot completely what the hell it does.
He already told you, Mike. You're not.
I didn't listen to it because I was trying to fiddle with the stupid things here.
All
So
right,
it-
Albert, go ahead and repeat yourself. 'cause
Yeah.
the man wasn't
Thank-
listening.
So it's
Thank
got
you.
these like I'll make this quick because this is probably
Yeah.
not exciting television for people. But see these keys up here? They've already got some pre-programmed things that it does, and it's
Yeah.
not enabled right now. But once you're in game, you can set macros to that. It's got a Twitter feed on there, a Facebook. You hit a button, it'll pull up Twitter here.
Okay.
It'll pull up Facebook here. It'll pull up YouTube here as well. So this is actually a screen, and it's actually also a touchpad. It takes a double click, and then it's got the left and mouse right buttons right here as well.
Bro, you know what you got to do? You need to get into streaming games, and then you need to program that thing. Whatever you have to do. I don't know if it'll do it now or if you have to like get into like the hacking the keyboard.
Yeah.
But you got to get OBS onto your keypad right there with your little preview and your chat.
Oh
and
yeah.
everything,
Yeah.
And then program the macros for like scene changes and all that. That'd be really good. That'd be
That
a
would be
really
great.
good streaming keyword. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I really enjoy it. So, you know, it was
Well,
a
at
little
least it was
expensive,
something
but
good that came out of SOTOR, which was the keyboard. I'll give you that.
that's fair.
But that's all I'm going to give you.
That's
but
all
I'm
I know. That's
happy-
all I expect, honestly. I wasn't even actually expecting that. So thank
Well,
you.
I'm happy you have it, though. I know you've been waiting for it for a long time, so I'm very
Yep.
happy you got it. So.
Daddy's got some deep pockets now. So
Oh well, excuse us. So Joe, what are you doing with gaming this week? What is your
Oh, so a little peek behind the scenes.
Oh wow,
Um,
this is exciting stuff.
So we recorded this week's Film Appraisers Sunday, right? And I go to get on my computer a few hours before recording, and the power supply smokes, and like actual smoke out of my computer.
oh no.
Like hard. I
It's all
have
that
an old,
Oculus playing, right? Is that
I
it?
have a dude. When I built this, so I build my PCs, right? When I built this, I just kept the power supply that was in it, the old one. So that thing was probably like 9 years old, maybe older, whatever. It smoked. I had an old Windows Media Server PC that I wasn't really using at all anymore. I ripped the power supply out and threw it in my computer, like just needed something so I could record. It worked. I got through the recording, and then I started getting CPU errors like regularly afterwards. So then my next step was fixing everything. So I luckily I have a friend, great friend, grew up with, high school friend, who hooked me up with a couple of spare PC components that he had laying around. He actually does game dev stuff professionally. So basically out of like spare parts, I ended up building an entire new PC. So I spent my gaming time this week building a new PC, got that up and running, salvaged what I could. The motherboard, I'm using my old motherboard right now, but I'm getting memory errors kind of a lot still. Like anytime I do anything really intensive. So I think I might need a new motherboard.
So have you been able to play much at all then this week?
All I've played so far this week really has been, I started Control over. Did either of you guys see or play Control?
Can't say I have.
I know the Janet Jackson song, but beyond that, no.
No. Okay. So
I'm not surprised by that reference.
Control came out, I think September, October, maybe September, I think last year. Excuse me. Too much martini.
Classy. This is a classy show, folks.
It's a Remedy game. It's super good. It's a single player campaign, whatever. You play as woman. You show up at Control headquarters, and things are awry. You go to talk to the director. You walk in and see that he shot himself in the head. You take his weapon. There's like some paranormal stuff going on. There's a lot of paranormal stuff going on. You find out that there's like
Hit the X-Files music.
Oh, for sure. Very
X-Files. You missed your cue, dude. I need to be running this.
You find out there's like,
well, we got to get you aboard. So, you know.
Yeah.
I would love one. A paranormal entity called the Hiss that like takes people over and turns them kind of into like zombie-esque things. They have different powers. Some of them can fly, whatever. But you have this gun that you can upgrade that shapeshifts. So you can like shapeshift it into a charge shot or shapeshift it into a rapid fire. It's very cool. And then you also get like paranormal abilities, like you can levitate or pull up something close to you and throw it like telekinesis style at enemies, or take like mind control. It's really cool. The writing is great. I beat it in like 4 days when it came out in October, and I started to play it again because it's been a while, and it's really probably one of my favorite games, if not my favorite game from last year. But yeah, so I streamed about, I think like the first 2 hours of it last night. I'm probably gonna play through that whole game again. I'll probably stream most of it, assuming the computer doesn't light on fire. We'll see. We'll see. But no, it's I think you can get it relatively cheap now. It's a great game. Like anybody who's like into like
this thing won like every award you can get.
It's so good. It's so good, and it came out of nowhere. But if you're like my first playthrough took me 12 hours, so it's not a long game either. It's real. Yeah, it got like across the board. I think stylistically, there's a scene. Oh man, I don't want to spoil it, so I'm not going to show it. I was going to pull up a YouTube video and show it off. There's a scene where you get to this maze. I think it's called like the ashtray maze, maybe. And you can't get through it. You get there the first time and you cannot get through it. And then when you leave, this the janitor, who's like this kind of paranormal figure that shows up a bunch throughout the game, gives you a mission to help him out. When you help him out, he gives you his Walkman, and you go back to the maze, and the maze now plays this awesome like Czechoslovakian prog rock song. And then like, dude, it's insane. And it plays it super loud. And then the beat of the song opens your way through the maze, and it is probably my favorite like 7 minutes of any game I've ever played in history of time. It is so good. It's like the song is jamming in the background, and it's visually amazing.
Well, I don't feel like I shouldn't talk about what I was going to talk about, which is Pac-Man and then Streets of Rage 4.
I played some of the Pac-Man, right?
Compared to this, because you know.
So Streets of Rage, also, if you don't know, if you have Game Pass for PC or Xbox, is free on PC and Xbox.
Oh.
So is Pac-Man. Pac-Man Championship Edition 2 is free on all platforms except Switch for 2 weeks. If you claim it within those 2 weeks, you can keep it forever. So anybody that likes Pac-Man, I suggest just claiming it. Just have it.
I did. I played a little bit of it, but it was pretty good.
It's a weird version of Pac-Man.
It is. It's
different rules.
Yeah,
very different.
It threw me off.
We're watching this control review. It is so good. Pac-Man. So like you can like
not anymore. We're not.
Yeah, not anymore. We can like bump into ghosts.
Yeah,
like
that's weird.
A certain number of times. It's very
techno. I don't know. It's weird.
I played a ton of the Championship Edition 1. That was less different, but very good. This is weird. There's like teleporting, and
it's odd.
Yeah,
so it looks normal here, but you're saying it gets kind of
it's not.
Yeah,
so you can like touch the ghosts without getting hurt.
What's the point? What are you running for? Are you just eating pellets?
You can't upset them.
They get angry if you touch them too quickly.
Yeah.
So there's like some tactics so far. Like, so the whole point of this is to try to like.
So it's like dating, right?
The point. So there's like combos by like eating a lot of ghosts at once, and the point is to rack up the highest score. So sometimes you might want to like strategically bump a ghost to knock him off his path or whatever to get more ghosts lined up and more ghost trains lined up before you start eating them. So there's some strategy involved as far as like trying to organize these huge chain combos before you pull the trigger on them. So there is still some danger as far as like the ghost or whatever, but there is some strategy around, but the rules are very different. And I think the first Championship Edition was more fun. I played a ton of that. That was free on PS4 6 years ago, maybe. It was like a PSN Gold game. But this is pretty cool. And like I said,
good.
free.
I like the aesthetic of it, like the colors and
it's got
it pops.
A retro thing going, right? It's like a retro, like a new retro thing.
Yeah, it pops out. It was fun, but it was different. It wasn't bad.
If dubstep were a game, this would be it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Well, I guess I shouldn't talk about Streets of Rage. I mean, I'm going to talk about it on the 3/4, but I will say this.
So I claimed it.
Oh, you did? Good.
I downloaded it on Game Pass. I've not played it yet, but it looks pretty good. A couple of people I know who are like big Streets of Rage 4 or big Streets of Rage fans in general have really enjoyed it. I guess there's some like boss battles that don't feel great.
But some of them are a pain in the ass. I'll say that. Like it's like,
but like overall, the general guys that it's good. It looks cool. It looks really cool.
It is cool. It's like I wish they do it for Final Fight, like do it in this style because they're really the same game when you think about it. But it was a blast to play. I had fun. I'd play it for a little while. I get frustrated. Just it brought me back to my childhood because like I'd play a game, get aggravated, go for a walk, come back, and then beat the level that I couldn't beat. You clear your head and stuff, and it's fun. I mean, it's I'm on the normal level. It's not like too challenging. It's fine. It's perfect. But
When you think of beat 'em up games,
yeah,
what's the first, like the number one, a tier one beat 'em up game, the first one that comes to mind?
probably Double Dragon, maybe. Yeah, Double Dragon.
I think Double Dragon's up there. Golden Axe, Bad
Yep.
Dudes.
Yep.
But I'd say from an arcade though, I would say the Turtles game.
Oh, the turtle game. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
one. I played when I was a kid. There was only one arcade that I could go to still. It's called Tons of Fun. And it was in the mall. The mall's not even there anymore. They knocked the whole mall down and turned it into a strip mall.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sort of deal. But we used to go to Tons of Fun and we played so much Golden Axe. That was like the only game there I ever played. I played a ton of Golden Axe there. But they had my youth, as far as arcades went, was like in that transition when they were trying to bring in like those giant arcade games that were like sit in the tank or fly the helicopter that weren't any good. They were like crap games no one ever heard of.
Yeah.
So like as far as like regular stand-up cabinets, it was like Mortal Kombat, Golden Axe. There was a couple of shooters like Time Crisis and Area 51.
Mm-hmm.
But like most of like the good cabinet games you think of when you think of arcade already gone. Like they weren't there because they had to there was a small arcade and they had to put those giant monstrosity crap games in.
But this is definitely.
This looks
Go ahead,
good.
Joe.
I mean, it seems like it seems like it's old school. Like they didn't up it to like 60 frames, right? I mean, it's still kind of it's got that blocky,
that feel.
jumpy feel for the moves.
Right. Like the moves almost kind of go from not thrown to all the way thrown with no transition, like very jumpy. I saw, I don't know the full extent, but I saw you can like unlock the sprite characters from like the first one or two games, and
That's
like
awesome.
they have different move sets. They have like this. They have the same move sets from the sprite character games. Like, so they might not move or fight the same way as the newer characters do, which I thought was kind of cool to bring like different mechanics in with different characters instead of like bring like the old era mechanics in with the characters. Yeah, that's kind of neat.
So was Sega behind this game?
Yeah, they're part of it. There's
I mean, they were the originals, right?
Yeah.
And this was their response to many of the games that we mentioned outside of Golden Axe, because that was their own too. But I mean, they were trying to respond to the Double Dragons that were out there.
Yeah.
Final Fight. Yeah. All these guys, the stuff that Capcom was cranking out. They were like, hey, and then that was typical Sega back in the 80s and 90s is, hey, everybody's got this game. We need a game like that. We've got really talented people. Go make something that's just slightly the same, if not better, if we can.
I mean, it's technically a clone of Final Fight.
What are we watching here?
Oh yeah, this is the girl. I like this girl. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow, shocker.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm just saying, I like what I like. But
can you think of a dev that's had like a more?
I was surprised this was in here though.
Disastery kind of career than Sega, like super high, super low lows, and then kind of just.
That was my favorite console as a kid, though. Was Sega. That was my jam, actually.
So I bought today. Listen, the quarantine has been hard.
I can only imagine what you bought.
Yeah, what did you buy? Hold on, where are we going with this?
I ordered today a multi-input scan converter to run my Genesis.
What's her name? Sorry, go on. No, sorry.
To run my Genesis, my N64, and my PS1 into this box and have an HDMI out so I can play them up-resed on my TV.
That's good. What did that run you? I'm just curious because I may buy one.
It's like $80 that I don't have. But I have like this really bad RCA to HDMI converter that I've been playing N64 on my TV for years. The picture is horrible. It's staticky, and there's no audio. But I've been playing
kind of like the early Cantina Cast episodes.
Anything with Mike involved.
Right.
That's a lot of episodes. So,
but it works, right? You can like I played a lot of Goldeneye like that, and a lot of Mario Kart. Oh, that Mario Kart, that's such a good Mario Kart. A lot of Super Mario 64. But I think like having like the general like upres, like the better experience would be nice. I don't know if you saw, just Mario tangentially related. I got like a big Mario anniversary coming up, and there's a bunch of rumors, speculation, leaks, I guess, that they're going to sometime this summer announce like a Mario anniversary pack for Switch. Sounds like leaks indicate, I don't know, rumor mill, who knows if it'll be real, but a bunch of those games like Mario Galaxy, Super Mario 64,
The whole
couple other
catalog, basically. Yeah.
basically are going to get remastered re-releases on Switch in like collections, like buy them all at once kind of deal.
Yeah.
Or maybe like 2 or 3 packs. I would play so much Mario 64. That was my game. Like that was my first Mario, I think. Really.
Yeah, and we're coming up on the 40. Well, if my math serves me right, we're coming up on 40 years of Mario at this point. So
yeah,
that would make sense.
yeah. I mean,
you mean Jumpman?
Jumpman,
right?
as he was originally called.
Mario 64 came out, I believe, when I was 9.
So that would have come
90
out, when the N64 came out.
I was 9, I think. 9 or 10.
92? 90. When was that?
No, it was like mid 90s, 95.
It had to have been 95. I get mixed up because I was working at a video game store as a manager at the time, and we had pre-ordered, or we had shipped over the Japanese version like
96.
6 months before. Yeah,
96.
so in 95, I think, is when we had that Japanese version, and we played the Japanese version of Mario 64. And again, this is like $500 to get it over here first off, and then another $200 for the game, and then we would just demo it in the store, and people would. I mean, I had crowds of people behind me that were flocking to the store just to see Mario 64 and me play this thing and struggle through the Japanese and try to understand what was being asked to be in that game because it wasn't translated.
So the N64, my mom actually was my connection to gaming. She had the original Nintendo, and she played a ton of Zelda on that. And that was kind of where I started my gaming, was Zelda on the original Nintendo.
Great game.
N64 was the first console that I really wanted. That came out when I was 9. I remember. Do you remember how hard it was to get an N64?
Yes.
When it came out?
Yeah. There was not a lot in stock.
Almost impossible. I asked for it for Christmas. Christmas and my birthday are like 5 days apart. I asked for it for Christmas, didn't get it. Didn't get it on my birthday, but I got like the little like IOU slip because they couldn't find one. And I will always forever remember, like a month or 2 later, we're on our way to the movies, and we stopped at a KB Toys that was halfway there, and they had one N64 in stock, and they bought it for me right on the spot because it had the IOU.
Yeah,
and I remember the sheer elation, like for my entire life. I remember the sheer elation, I don't know if I've ever been that happy ever since. Like I wanted that thing so bad, and for like months. Every toy store we drove by made my parents stop to look because I had the IOU and I wanted it so bad. And I got nothing. Maybe I did. I don't know. In my memory, I got nothing for Christmas and birthday because the console was expensive and that's all I wanted.
Yeah. That week, holiday when it launched in the US, they obviously didn't have enough consoles to go around, but then there was also a huge shortage on the number of games. Like one of the bigger, this game was in high demand. So was Wave Race 64, and then
Wave Race,
the one that we were selling, and I hate to even say that we were selling it, but we were selling it for almost $120, twice the price of it. At least $40-$50 markup was Star Wars: Shadows of the Empire.
All right. So,
I mean, that was in high demand at the time.
I got Mario 64 was the first and only game I had for a while. I did eventually get both those games, Wave Race and Shadows of the Empire. But
yes, and I've talked about it on the show. I did get one for the figures. So,
I don't know. Shadows of the Empire and Rogue Squadron, I don't know if I played any game more than those two. Goldeneye, probably close.
Yeah.
But Goldeneye, I played almost exclusively multiplayer. I unlocked all the multiplayer stuff, and then it was just like friends over, multiplayer.
Yep.
But as far as like single player games, it's probably tight. It might be Shadows of the Empire number one. I played so much Dash Rendar, right? That Dash
Yeah,
Rendar,
he was the
man,
main
I
character.
played
Yeah.
so much that game, dude. That was so good.
There we go. We're getting away from Mike. Get out of here. Get out of here.
With that, we're gonna end. No, I'm just kidding. We got a few more topics.
Those games were like formative for me, right? It was those, and then eventually I got a PlayStation, and it was like Gran Turismo. That was from the PlayStation where I got my first introduction to like the JRPG scene. Yeah, I didn't
probably
see
had
any.
Tekken. That was another big one when it first launched.
Tekken was one.
Final Fantasy VII that came out that first winter.
So Final Fantasy VII is a weird, embarrassing hole in my gaming career. I've never played it. It's like that one game that I'm ashamed to say I've never played.
You
I
should
know.
be ashamed.
I know. It's like it's a thing I need to rectify. I played.
Well, I'm eyeballing that remake they just released. I keep getting ads for it, and I've been seeing people post on Twitter.
I'm hearing a lot of people liking playing it, but I guess they changed the story in a pretty significant way.
Square's done that many times before when they've re-released games, or when you think about like working designs, when they release like the Lunar games, it's not uncommon. Even Titus and some of the other ones, like who was it, Enix, right? Every time they release a new version or they redid it, they would just tweak it, modify it a little bit more. That's not uncommon. But yeah, I think there are a lot of people that are a little bit struck because they're not getting a 100% true remake of the original that they loved. And I think from what I understand, some of the story elements and dynamics have changed so that it actually is a different storyline that you're actually following. So
that's the thing I think that people that seem to be. So like I said, I never played it, so I don't know the story beats. So when I read the articles or heard the complaining, I didn't know what I was reading, but it sounds to me like they drastically change a major story component at the end of this, which I also don't know if you know. Final Fantasy VII Remake is like, but it's out now, is like maybe a third of Final Fantasy VII. It's not the whole game. It's like a section of, and they will be releasing the subsequent sections to come. And I guess there's like a pretty dramatic change in the story, like fundamentally, which to me probably like wouldn't matter to me. But like if
you're not going to be impacted.
If I never play Final Fantasy VII, should I play the remake or should I go experience the thing? Right.
My recommendation is, well, without having played the remake, I would just jump into the remake.
I'm feeling kind of like I should.
Your input, like your cost, unless you're going to go get a PC version and download it and all that, to get a copy of that's working, and then a PS1 and all that. I mean, you're talking a pretty big investment up front if you don't already have the hardware.
So I believe actually that Final Fantasy VII in its original entirety has been re-released on Switch as is.
Okay, well there you go.
That wouldn't be a hard
no
grab. I don't know if it's out now or not, but I remember reading that it was going to be released. I think it is re-released on Switch, so I could do that. It would. Oh man,
right.
like, we're trying to look at my ear.
I was trying to merge this all together.
Do it. I'll suck in. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. I can sit right in the middle with my shoulders in.
Oh, there we go.
Other way, Mike. Other way.
Yeah. That's not
so bad. That's actually not so bad.
No, that's
really weird. Like, it's like so close to my face.
Yeah, that's
very
not working.
Close,
we're not doing that. But anyway,
you can't tell that I have Cap Shield and Mjolnir and the two posters when you do that.
No. All right. Well, we're gonna end the show in about 5 minutes. But Albert, I think you put this in the show. We'll skip over the drone stuff this time, Joe. But what are we doing?
And I did all that research.
I know. I know. Would you look over to your wall where it all is, or did you just But anyway, what are we all doing for May the 4th?
I'd like to go first if I could.
Oh, absolutely. The floor is yours, sir.
Yeah, no, nothing. How about you, Mike?
I'm doing a little show with this guy, Albert, at the Butt Crack of Dawn.
So for anybody that joined late, Mike and I are going to get together May 4th at about 3 a.m. my time, 4 a.m. his time, and we are going to attempt, as two old people can do, are going to try as best we can, to record a show immediately following the series finale. I can't believe I'm saying that series finale episode of the Clone Wars. So
it happened so fast, didn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's just crazy how fast.
Well, it's funny because
it
it seemed like it was like a little slow ride up, and now it's like, vroom, like
Right.
we went up
Yeah.
the hill and
It-
down.
To me, it felt like it was dragging for weeks, and then all of a sudden it's over. Right?
Yeah. So I mean, that's all I'll be doing. I'll be having lots of coffee. That's what I'll be loading up on that. A lot of Death Wish coffee for that, and
That's good.
get me through that. And then, of course, I got to edit the show too on top of that right after that. So that'll be
You'll
fun.
be fine.
Well,
Just don't
we'll
mess up
stream-
too much.
No, well, here's the thing. The interesting thing, and we'll find this out tomorrow, Albert. When we do the show, we're going to stream it. Is I got to put the bumpers into the board so we can play it off the thing.
Oh,
But
right. Play it live. Yeah.
However, I have the board, so how is that intro going to work? Like, I got to send like a cue to you to say, well, you could probably get it from the song, but we're going to try
I'll
it
listen.
anyway.
Yeah, as long as I can hear it,
Yeah.
I'll do it. Yeah.
All right, we'll be all right. I'll do the fade and all that stuff, but
I did buy myself a May the 4th gift.
really,
Let me grab it. I know again this is bad
hold
television,
on.
but hold on here a second.
Well, I mean, have you been here for the last hour? I mean, this whole thing is a bad thing.
He
Woo,
was here
Albert.
last week, so he
Oh,
should
wait,
know.
wait. This is going to be the ghost. It's the ghost, isn't it? See, I'm right.
He
It's the
can't hear
ghost.
you.
It's the ghost, right?
It is the ghost. Yeah. So
See,
I don't play this game. Oh,
Oh, jeez,
Drop it
don't
on
break
time.
it,
Oh,
Albert.
geez.
Jeez.
so I don't play this game, but I thought this model was. I've been eyeballing this model
That's
for
a nice
quite
model.
a while.
Is that
And it
the,
weighs nothing. This is the Star Wars X-wing game.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and so apparently this is the Ghost. It's like an expansion pack. There's probably people listening, watching that are like, "You're an idiot if you don't know what this is."
Yep.
But yeah, so I went ahead and just picked it up, even though again I've never played it. But the cool thing was the Phantom 2 comes off here at the back.
Oh, cool.
Pop that off here. I'll probably break it.
I look forward to our Rebels
at
discussion
that.
and how irrelevant
That's
it really
cool.
is
That's
now.
very cool.
Yeah, but I love the detailing they made on this thing. I mean, you can see it here.
That is a solid model. That is cool.
So yeah, I mean it's pretty cool. I really like it. So yeah, that was my $50 May the 4th gift that I
It's
just
even a
picked up for
reasonable
myself.
gift price.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
too bad. Because it's a good. It's not like a crappy model. It's it's a good showpiece. So
Yep.
that's cool.
Anyways, yeah, I'm happy. And then I ordered a Lego Ghost as well, like a little mini Lego set for the Ghost, which is I think my favorite ship now. That's why I'm starting to collect as much as I can. So
I don't understand that.
You know what's so I'm gonna make a weird. I'm gonna say a weird thing that's gonna piss Mike off so much.
What a
But
shock! What
it is what it
a
is.
shock! Yeah.
For some reason, the Ghost reminds me a lot of the Defiant from Deep Space Nine.
all right.
Anyway, so
Anyway,
This is Mike checking out.
so
we want to end the show on that note.
well, Joe, what is your favorite ship in Star Wars then?
Oh, for sure. My favorite ship in Star Wars is the Resistance A-Wing. I mean, all A-Wings really, but the paint scheme on the Resistance A-Wing, that blue stripe. The A-Wing is by far the closest to a hot rod to me, and I'm a car guy. It just looks. I love the way it looks.
That was the whole point of it too. I mean, back when the original sketches and drawings were done, it was supposed to be like the fast ship of all of them. So,
And that's what it is when you play it in games too. It's always the fast one that blows up when it get hit once, right?
yeah. Yep.
Glass
It's
cannon.
made for speed, not for defense. It's just. But mine personally is the Slave One, but that's just me.
Yeah, that was mine for a very, very
Mostly
long
because of
time.
the sounds it makes, for whatever reason. Like
I got the no, yeah, I agree. The sounds it makes, and then it was all rekindled again when episode 2 came out, and we got the sonic discharge of the seismic charges. That was like, oh, we got it. That's really cool too. But the one thing for me, the reason why I liked it is because when I think back to my childhood, that was one of the first big official toys that I got. And the fact that it had that lever where you could slide it up and down, and Solo's carbonite thing would come with that was a whole. I mean, forget about it. I mean, I could play with that thing all day.
Next week's show, Albert will be playing with a Slave One from 1982.
Let me get my cloud car. Go on, keep talking.
I had the cloud car. I had that too. I had that. Oh, listen, don't make me get my lightsaber, sir.
That's way bigger than it looks from the camera.
Oh no, it's a good size. Even the TIE fighter back in the day, Albert. Wasn't
That thing
it pretty
is
big?
much bigger than it looks on your shelf from the camera perspective.
Yeah. Did you ever?
Yeah.
You never saw the original toys at all, did you, Joe? At all?
I've seen a handful of like the Kenner figures at like supermarket or not supermarket, like flea markets or convention centers or whatever. But that's kind of it.
Because the TIE fighter was pretty
It was huge.
decent size. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was pretty big.
So was the Millennium Falcon and
Yep.
the AT-AT. Thank
Yep.
you, not AT-AT.
Yes. Imperial Walker.
Imperial
AT-AT.
Walker.
Yep.
I'm
That was-
one of those AT-AT heathens. I always say AT-AT.
I say at.
Heathen.
but,
Why did you
you know.
get this guy on the show? He's talking.
I know.
Um,
that poor judgment, but that's the story of my life.
I mean, what do you call ATST?
No, I don't want to hear that. Mike, let's roll the credits, please.
Okay, we are out of
Is it
here.
the- is it the
As a
ats?
Star Trek fan,
ats?
we're out of here.
Watch out
But-
for the ats.
The
Here
AT-AT.
it comes. It's the ats.
whatever.
They do say
That's
that
why
in the
I
movie.
s-
You're just not listening, Joe. You can turn the subtitles on. You'll see it.
Yeah, that's why I say Imperial Walker because that's what it is. So,
No. Scout
know-
Walker. AT. There you go. Right there. Wait. What?
yeah,
No.
yeah, no.
No.
It's at.
Sorry.
Anyway,
It's
All right,
AT.
I guess we should end the show.
ATST, not at and at.
Chicken Walker.
Yeah, you need to end the show because I'm about to pull out all my Star Wars toys and start showing them on screen. Like
I'm not
showing
going to stop you.
Show and tell all over again.
What's your favorite Star Wars toy?
Snaggletooth.
Oh,
And
what's
it's
your-
the blue one with the silver
Yeah.
moon boots.
Yeah.
This guy's a little rare.
You know what was one of my favorite characters, like as a kid? Like only because the action figure. When I was younger, my brother. Why is Joe laughing at me?
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at my horrible propensity to just keep this show going.
Yeah.
No, we're getting out of here in a second. But I just want to. Greedo was one of my favorite characters as a kid, like that action figure for some stupid reason. And Imperial Moonwalker, you are now fired and off the air, the network, and
Mara
everything
Jade.
else. Yep, yeah, that's it.
I have a Mara Jade figure. If you want me to go? grab it.
Don't you,
I do.
Albert?
I would love to see it, Albert.
Albert.
But all seriousness, what's your single favorite Star Wars toy you have? Toy or collectible?
Star Wars toy that I have. It's gonna be. Hold on, I'll grab it. I can't believe
Why are
you
we
guys
going on and
you
on
guys
with
are
this
making
show?
me do this here.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh, that
nice.
is actually cool. That's cooler than I thought it was going to be.
I just love. I've always loved the Imperial Probe droids and
One of the
design on
better
some is
sounds
great.
too. That's another
Yeah.
sound.
That's a good sound.
I mean, the
But I
sounds
have
of
this like
Empire
up
alone.
at the top of my shelf over here, and I look at it every day and think, "Wow, I love that thing." So, I got a lot of them, but yeah, this is one of my favorites for sure.
Yeah. Too bad nobody collects the toys anymore.
No, and I don't. I'm not a hard collector. I find the ones that I like, maybe one or two.
Yeah.
I'll pick them up, throw them on a shelf, but that's about it.
I feel like the affordable toys have gotten uglier and uglier as time has gone on. Instead of like,
Well,
and like the cool looking stuff has gotten ridiculously expensive.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I contacted Anovos again about that
oh
helmet.
yes,
Oh, your
I
helmet,
wanted
yeah.
to talk about this at the top of
Yeah.
the show, and I completely forgot what happened. Please
I'm
tell
about to
us.
sign a change.org petition for you. So
Yeah, this is
So,
bullshit. I
They
don't mean to be
told-
blunt, but
So, a background for anybody that hasn't read this: I ordered, paid in full, the first order executioner's helmet before the Last Jedi came out. It was 3 years ago, and I have still not received it. It is delayed. They delay it 3 months, every 3 months, and have been doing that for 3 years.
what's the reason though? Are they giving you like a valid,
reason.
legitimate
That's the problem.
explanation?
Absolutely no explanation. Just this product has been delayed. When I
That's a
contacted
racket, man. That's a racket.
oh man, it's brutal.
I won't buy
So-
from him again. So
Every time I've contacted them up until now, they have told me your product is coming next quarter. We'll take care of it. He's got his short trooper, right?
I like
So just wait. Next quarter. Now we are a number of quarters later. I still haven't received it. So I contacted them now, and they said that yours. I like yours better, Albert.
I got one
It-
too, Mike.
Much
So
more realistic.
yeah.
So their answer has changed now. They're still saying next quarter, but if I would like to take the money for store credit towards a different purchase of an in-stock item, I can do that, but I cannot get a refund. The problem with that is everything in stock is $200 more than what I paid for that helmet. now.
Yeah, no, that's baloney.
So I can get a
And I'm
store
using
credit.
strong language here, so I apologize to the
Yeah.
audience, but that's
So I can
baloney.
get a store credit and spend $200 more, or I can just keep waiting. Those are my options right now, according to them.
which is nonsense.
Yeah, I will never.
I'll
give
never buy
a
from-
Novos-
yeah.
I'll never give a Novos money again. I don't
I
know
won't
what I'm
either.
going to do with this.
No, that one's. I don't like that one.
I am going to have to dig through the Photos app and find all of my Mike Short Trooper edits for Discord later.
Oh, great. Wonderful. We could make that for the thumbnail of this
My
episode.
favorite one is still forever.
Oh,
The short trooper helmet
on George Costanza.
George Costanza's body on that couch. It came out way better than it should have, and it is so gross.
That was a good time in our Cantina Cast history, by the way. So, Joe, thank you for your contributions there.
Yeah,
I need to start doing that again. I have not done any horrible edits of Mike in quite some time. When was that? Hold on, before we go, when was that?
That was like 2 years, 3 years ago.
It had to be I'd say about 2 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, 2 years the minimum, but it could have been 3. Right when we get the helmet, when I was getting the short trooper helmet, when Rogue One came out, I think. Like,
oh man!
After that, like
no, it had to be afterwards because
like
I don't think we were
2017, maybe.
Maybe.
Let me see real quick. I'm gonna try to pull this up real fast before we.
I don't
maybe
know.
like
I don't know if you guys can see, but that's my cabinet over there. I don't know if you can see that, but that's where my lightsaber.
What am I looking at? It's not like a dark corner.
It's dark. Well,
kind of
yeah,
creepy back there.
Yeah, well, that's the sex shed's over that way. But
whoa.
This is that's my cabinet there with all my really good collectibles. That's where my lightsaber is. But
yeah, I don't do the big collectibles. It's too much of an investment for me. I like the small microtransactions. I don't have the room for the other stuff, to be honest.
I had a problem. Well, you get into these roles where you just start collecting stuff and you can't stop yourself. So
like breakfast cereal.
No, I wouldn't say that, Albert. I eat the breakfast. Here we go. C-3POs, right?
All right.
Is that what he's going to pull up?
It's smaller than I remember it being.
Hey, whoa.
Yeah, talking about you, Mike.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. Thanks.
All right. But
what are you doing? You're going to No, you're not pulling that up.
No.
Don't do that. Don't scare the audience. We're out of here anyway. We need to
Yeah, wait, let me check my timer here. Holy bananas, yeah, we're over on time.
Listen.
Don't worry. Hold on.
Vader's girl, I do have a light on there. Oh, Jesus Christ. Really? What is really?
Yeah, there's Mike.
There's Mike, the greatest of all Mikes.
What is this, like Rick and Morty now? Like there's different versions of me? This is
It's the greatest of all Mikes.
All right. With that, we're gonna end this miserable show until probably next week if we have a show. I don't know. I who knows? But I may make an audio version of this somewhere sometime soon. I don't know. We'll see. But
listen, I found all of the Shore Trooper Mike edits, so we'll make those an appearance in Discord just for Mike.
Please.
If we only had a social media person for Cantina Cast, we could send them to that person and have that person post them. But Mike has access to the account, so he just delete them anyways. But
I am always ready to.
Not if you do it while he's sleeping.
I don't sleep.
Yeah, you get busy.
No. All right,
I'll get you on here for something. I'll have you stream a game with me or something, and we'll post all those in the meantime.
I got the phone right here. I'll know.
You'll never know.
I know all like the Emperor. All right, we're out of here. Thank you, everybody, for joining us that joined in the live chat. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Johnny Five. It's been a pleasure. I do like that hat. It is a nice hat.
Thank you.
And I guess we'll be here next week, maybe. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But Albert does have a plan when we have more hosts on here to do something probably a little more fun and engaging than listen to us three knuckleheads, I guess, because, we're all over the place.
It's going to be a grand time. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Well, we're out of here. Thank you, everybody, and we'll catch you later.
Peace.